Rosie, I love making dumplings, and it's so easy to make a dumpling. What I've got is a nice bowl here, and I'm using a flat bowl so I can get my hands into it.
Yep.
I've got 2.5 cups of plain flour. Rosie, I'm using a strong flour, the type of flour you use for bread, pizza, and pasta as well. So I'm going to make a little hole in the centre there. Grab that sesame oil there. I want you to put about a teaspoon of sesame oil, just drizzle it all around.
We don't want much of this, do we? Not too much.
Grab some salt there, a good pinch of salt in there as well. Make sure there's plenty of salt in there because this is a savoury dumpling dough. And then I just pour in a cup of water. I will hold back a little bit of the water and add it as I need it. And what I do, Rosie, is just stir the water into the dough, the sesame oil, and the salt, just stir that around. And I just do it nice and gently by bringing the flour into the centre there and getting that dough to form up nice and beautifully.
Nice slow process, this one. It's about relaxing.
It
We got
is.
nowhere to go.
It is about relaxing and taking it easy and making a dough. Now, I'll just give that a bit of a knead like that to bring it together. And what I'll do is I'll hand that to you, Rosie. I'll put a little bit of flour on the board here. What I'll do is knead it all together to make it a little bit stronger. So when I start rolling my little dumpling wrappers, it comes together beautifully. And it might take a couple of minutes to bring it together, and you'll know it's ready because you get a nice, shiny, smooth dough. Have a feel of that. It's feeling good already, isn't it?
Lovely.
Now, a couple more kneads of this, and what I'll do, Rosie, is let it rest for about 10 minutes or so. I'll roll it into a log, cut it up, and then we'll roll our dumpling wrappers. And you are going to learn how to make dumpling wrappers from an expert. Now, Rosie, to make the filling, you can use just about anything you want. I'm going to use some pork, some prawns and some chicken to make it delicious. But if you wanted to, you could chop up some spinach, some tofu and mushrooms, easy peasy. You can see my little dumpling wrappers are
They're gorgeous, aren't they?
Sitting along the front there. Just make sure you've got maybe something to cover them, maybe a tea towel or dust some flour on it. They can dry out if they sit there for too long.
Yep.
But my bowl here, I'm going to get some of the pork filling in the middle.
Want me to get going on this?
Ginger, garlic, microplane them, and some of that spring onion, just the green part, just chop it nice and fine. And you can see I've got some chilli already chopped there. We'll pop some of that in there as well. Now, the pork goes in here. I've got probably about a quarter of a cup, maybe 100 grams. It depends on how many dumplings you're making. I've also got some chicken mince. The reason I'm putting all these three things together is because I just want to show you how many different things I can put there.
That's
Exactly.
what we call that.
You know, Oriental food, they often use combinations of ingredients. You know, seafood and meat all go together really well. I've got some gochujang here, which is a Korean barbecue paste. And I'm going to use about a tablespoon of that in there. It makes it really, really tasty. Pop that aside. Also some oyster sauce, which gives it a lovely roundness of flavour. This is quite thick, so a good little dollop of that. Maybe about a tablespoon of oyster sauce. And of course, some soy sauce to make it even more flavoursome. Gives it a great colour as well.
Bit of salt as well.
Exactly, but I will add some salt. Good point. A little pinch of salt there goes in there, and that will start to give it flavour. Salt loves meat, meat loves salt. I've got 3 different types of meat in there, so I need to make sure I've got plenty of salt to make it tasty. I'm going to slide that over there.
Going as hard as I can.
You're doing really well. And I've got probably about a tablespoon of chilli that's chopped up with the seeds in it, so it's going to have a bit of heat in it. If you're cooking for the kids, maybe take the chilli out of it.
Yep.
About a tablespoon. Yeah, throw it all in. About a tablespoon of ginger, grated nice and finely, or you could chop it if you want.
Beautiful superfoods
and
right there.
About 2 tablespoons of the spring onions can go in as well. Now, what I do, Rosie, is mix that together like this with the back of a spoon. If you pre-mix it, pop it into the fridge so it stays nice and cold. But that comes together beautifully. You can see it's all mixed up beautifully.
Smells nice.
It does smell nice.
That Korean barbecue sauce is delicious.
Oh, it just goes short. That's my little touch. It's a little bit different, but, you know, that's what I like to put in it. And that's the thing. You can put whatever you want in your dumpling mix.
No rules.
No rules at all. Now you're talking. Now, what I do, Rosie, to fill this, I grab my dumpling wrapper. You can see it's nice and soft. I put it in my hand like this, make a little hole in the centre of it. I grab a little bit of the mixture here, which is about a teaspoon, and I pop that into the centre. Now, I've got a little bowl of water here, and here's a little trick. I just dip my finger into the water here just to moisten the outside of it. It's something I like to do. I just pinch it all together like that, and you can see the dough is really, really soft. A little thing that I like to do is just fold it back like that, and then around here like this, it's a nice soft dough. Pinch it together like that, and I've got lovely little dumplings. It's almost like a tortellini.
That is gorgeous.
You can do whatever shape you want. I'm going to pop these on the board here. You and I are going to roll the rest of these, so I'll grab that one there.
Your technique.
There we go. Into the little thing there, like you are holding a little cup, and then I'll grab a little spoon for you. You pop that in there. I'll pop this in here with mine, into the centre there, a dip into some water. There we go, around like that. Now, if you want to do something different, you can just grab the dumplings, pinch it together like that, and you can just put it together whatever way you want. There we go. I like to pinch it like that, like a little tortellini, onto the board there. We're going to roll all of these up, and then we're going to get the water on, make a little dressing.
Yep.
I can't wait to get into these, Rosie. Rosie, very well done.
Gorgeous,
We're
aren't
both
they?
experts, aren't we?
Looks like it.
Now, these are going to go into the water here. Make sure it's really well salted. It's sort of like the same thing as cooking pasta. Plenty of salt in the water, that'll give it flavour.
Yep.
Now, while these are cooking, which won't take long at all, we've got a bowl here. We've got some ginger we're going to microplane, some spring onion, some crispy fried chilli in oil, and some black vinegar. And we're going to mix that together. That's going to be our dressing to go on top of the dumplings. Into the water they go. Look at that. Okay, Rose, you can see the little dumplings have come to the surface here. Look at that.
Saying, I'm ready. I'm ready.
They're screaming at us.
Yeah, they talk to you.
Quick, take us out of the pot and put us into a bowl and put us in your belly.
They look amazing.
They are quite big and chunky, but I like them like this. I like
Yeah.
the big sort of dumpling with plenty of the dough around it, and I'm just going to squeeze them off. Now you see that I've put some spring onion in the bottom of it. I like putting a bit of spring onion in the bottom. It gives it something to sit on. Now they look great like that, and I could just eat them like that, but you need to have some dressing with it, and this dressing is a cracker. You can see it's got a fair bit of chilli in it. One of the key ingredients with dumplings, or the dressing for the dumpling, is to have some vinegar. Black vinegar is often the best. It's really cheap, but it's got a great flavour.
Yeah.
And a little bit of ginger on the top of it, and maybe a bit of chilli and soy sauce, and you've got a cracking dressing for your dumpling.
That didn't take any time at all, really, as well, did it?
It's pretty quick. I mean, we're pretty good at making the dough and rolling it out, but you know, if you practice it enough times, you'll be able to do it really, really well. Now I'm just going to pop some spring onion on the top there like that, and I'm ready with my chopsticks, and I'm going to grab this spoon over here. I'm just going to grab this little dumpling.
While you have a little taste, make sure that you blow on it. I am going to dip my finger, I know it's naughty, in that sauce.
Have a taste of that one. Oh,
Yummy.
that is hot. Nice bit of chilli in it. You can see the fillings cooked all the way through, and that Korean barbecue paste has coloured it all up and given it quite a bit of heat.
But
You can see.
you don't need much of that.
No, you
Needs
can-
to just kiss it a little bit.
You can see I'm starting to sweat already. It is really nice, and I love the pastry. Homemade pastry is always the best.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of bite to it, and it tastes really, really good. I love these dumplings. I reckon I'll eat all of these. I should make some more, shouldn't I?
I think so.